Okay, so back in 2019, Apple released the 7th generation iPod Touch, and this was actually the last one that was released. They stopped selling it last year on the 10th of May. So in this video, I decided that I would buy this iPod and unbox it. So the website I bought it from is Elite Obsolete Electronics, and I'm going to have the website in the description in case you want to order from it. Now let's get into the unboxing. So here's the package. So let's go ahead and open that, and let's take all this out. And hopefully the iPod isn't right inside here. And there seems to be a lot of packaging. I don't know if it's because the iPod Touch 7th generation is really weak, and if you drop it, it's actually a lot weaker than most phones out there. So here's the iPod. Now just looking at the design, it is very small. Let's actually bring in iPhone 6 Plus for comparison, and you'll see that it is an absolutely massive difference. And if we compare it to the iPhone 12 mini, you'll see that it is still a pretty big difference in size, despite the fact that ever since 2016, the iPhone 12 mini has been the smallest iPhone that Apple has released. And something else that stood out to me is the fact that ever since the 5th generation iPod Touch, which came out back in 2012, the iPod Touch has basically kept the same design, and this is what the previous iPod Touch design looked like. Now let's go ahead and look at the other design features. So if we go to the bottom, you'll see that there's a headphone jack, which is one reason why someone would buy the iPod Touch as an MP3 player. Now let's go ahead and set up the 7th generation iPod Touch, and I probably do need a charging cable because the battery life isn't good at all on this device. I researched it and it's about 1000 milliamp hours. Now after using the iPod Touch for a few minutes, the user interface is actually not bad at all. It's actually really fast when you're doing basic stuff like YouTube or settings. It's just probably not going to be useful for gaming. Now one downside that I found is that the camera is just not going to be too useful. You'll see that the video quality is 1080p at 30 FPS at the most. And I did hear about some type of jailbreak that allows you to make it 60 frames per second, but I don't know much about it at all. Now that's basically it for my first impressions of the iPod Touch in 2023. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.